I guess Canada counts as international, right? I mean, I had a difficult life. Couldn't rent from Blockbuster when I first moved to America. That was about as difficult as it got, truthfully. I lost my health care, though. That kind of sucked. Not gonna lie to you. But, I had it for like 1 year when I moved out here, and it was kind of cool because I kind of felt like the toughest person on the planet because I knew I didn't have to pay to go to the hospital. It was a real advantage. I just came here straight from my other job, which is pretty important. I sell shoes, mostly to people that already have shoes. So it's kind of a difficult, lot at life, when you value yourself pretty high like I do. I'm kind of at this point where I think I should go back to grad school. And my parents always say that, like, you should go to grad school, But the only grad school I'd ever do is med school, because I've never met an unemployed doctor. Let's be honest, even Kevorkian was still finding work. But it's tough, like, when you work in a retail environment, like, people will say the stupidest things to you ever, like, we validate parking for a parking lot, because, it's LA and you can't park anywhere. And I go to the guy, I go, sir, do you need your parking validated today? He goes, I just got a DUI last night. So you don't need your parking validated? I'm not a psychotic, I'm just a Jew who's trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. Which is honestly not a good business plan. Don't try that at home. And people will do things like they'll come to you with their stuff and be like, I have to return these shoes. You don't have to do anything. Breathing is the only thing you really have to do. The rest is all on your own personal accord. You want to return and I go on my grammatical rant and they leave, hopefully, by the time it's done. And people, they want you to be their, psychiatrist. Like, this lady goes to me, she goes, my daughter's dating this guy that's not good enough for her. What running shoes you recommend? It's crazy, these people. Have you met some of these people? Yeah, good. I deal with them all day. This one lady, she goes to me, she goes, sir, which is always a great way to get my attention and not want me to punch you. She goes, can you tell me if anybody's tried on this shoe? I'm not going to buy a shoe that's been tried on before. So she's trying to make it a competition. Okay? And I'm not going to lose. And I go, maybe the kid at the factory gave it a whirl. It's possible. She goes, I think this has been tried on. So she sniffed the shoe. And not just like a little inspectory sniff, like she was trying to get one piece of cocaine out of 8 layers of industrial strength carpeting. And she goes to me after this, she goes, this shoe has been tried on. I won this one. That's what you had to go through for the win? Can you imagine sitting at this lady's dinner table listening to this? And you're like, yes, you're not crazy. I watch a lot of TV in my free time. Has anyone seen that Bowfucks commercial? The one where the guy goes on, he's like, I gave all my fat clothes to my fat friends. What does his friend think when he finally sees this commercial? And then it makes me nervous now about when my friends give me gifts. Because I just imagine them looking in the mirror like, I gave all my Star Wars DVDs to my pathetic friends. And that's not even the worst thing friends do. Like, my friends will say the darndest things. My friend told me the other day at dinner, he goes, you know me, man, I'm a fiscal conservative. I'm like, no, you're just cheap. I'm not talking about raising the tax rate for some socialist government regime. I'm talking about paying for the meal we just ordered. And then they all want to go into business with me because I'm Jewish. And they'll say things like, Jason, you get the idea. You bring the money, the enthusiasm, the connections. You leave the rest to me. There's really nothing else left. And honestly, the best idea in my life I've ever had for a business is for this Christian-themed Asian restaurant. I'm going to call it Jesus Walks.
Nice.
And then I'm just going to, to keep, the cash cow of milking, I'm going to have my own little cooking institute called Le Cordon Jew. And just go. But it's as easy as this looks, it's not easy being a Jewish male in this this day and age, coming up in this rough world of ours. I have to date, Jewish women, which is a full-time job in and of itself. Hey, my girlfriend's here, don't worry about it. She knows what's up. But it's tough because, a Jewish girl demands a man that could bring home the bacon. You know what I'm saying? And then expect me not to eat any of it. It's horrible. I'm in this house surrounded by the delicious bacon that I've provided, I don't even get a piece. And then like, you know, like everyone talks about, you know, like with dating and relationships, like sex before marriage, and you know, like a lot of these, you know, Bible-beaten Christian types that I'm not too friendly with. They talk about, you know, like sex before marriage, and they're like, well, why would I buy the cow when I could get the milk for free? Well, in Judaism, it works a little differently. When it's like, the woman is like, I'm giving you such a great deal on the cow. The only thing is we only have limited access to the milk. At my discretion. It's not as easy as I make this look. You guys, this was not my, I love comedy, but originally I wanted to be a basketball player. It was my life's dream. And one of my favorite players growing up was a man by the name of Rasheed Wallace. I don't know, he retired a couple years ago, but I don't know if anyone's heard of him, but kind of a legend in the game. The man had his first kid at the age of 13. Yeah. Definitely at different bar mitzvah parties than I was. And the most disappointing thing for a person like me with basketball is the sheer fact about the history of the game. So I don't know if anyone's a big basketball fan here, but Dr. James Naismith, the man that invented the game of basketball, coached for several years. Only coach in the history of Kansas basketball to have a losing record. He invented the goddamn game. That's how slanted this game is not in my favor. But I'm going to leave you guys on one good note before I head off here for the evening to go eat a bacon cheeseburger, something super unkosher like I like to do. So everyone likes to wear sunglasses. It's Los Angeles. I don't blame you. UV rays are really harmful to your eyes. But please do not wear sunglasses inside. Two types of people do that. Assholes and Jack Nicholson. I do not see Jack Nicholson amongst us. Thank you guys so much. My name is Jason Pfizer.